see people having sex?" Shawn asked, because she didn't. She didn't even really get the appeal of mirrors in a bedroom. Sex was not a spectator sport. Not that she remembered what sex was like, given how long it had been since she'd had it. Eve, on the other hand, was married to a sexy Jackman, so she had no business being curious in Shawn's opinion. "No, I do not. I don't even want to be here. My husband's going to start to think our book club is a front for checking off items on my bad girl bucket list. Last month we got drunk on margaritas and took a pole dancing class, which was a huge leap from reading Margaret Thatcher's biography. The month before, you goaded me into waxing my cooter, though Nolan wanted to write you a thank you note for that one." Eve had a point. Shawn wasn't sure how this kept happening. She thought it had something to do with the prevalence of wine at their book club gatherings, and the fact that she and Eve felt every one of the 5 years they had on the twins. Or maybe they were just repeating their childhood of stumbling into bad ideas together, though she had to primarily blame Charity for this particular outing. She was the one who had asked Siri on her iPhone where to find a fetish club in Charlotte, and suddenly here they were. "We can go at any time," Shawn said, "and I get to pick next month's book selection. Plus, it's my birthday month, so you'd better have cake for me." She was turning 33, which, while not noteworthy, was fairly appalling. "Red velvet." "Fine, I'm going to the restroom first," Eve said, setting down her beer and heading off. Shawn wasn't sure going alone was totally wise, but Eve could take care of herself. She was known around stock car racing as having a razor-sharp tongue and no hesitation whatsoever in using it to slice offenders to ribbons. It was a talent Shawn did not possess. She was the goofy girl, the one who cracked a joke at the wrong time, the one who nobody took seriously. "I'm kind of disappointed," Charity admitted. She and Harley were identical twins, but only in appearance. While Charity was outspoken and wore significant makeup and teased and highlighted her hair, Harley was quiet and completely natural-looking. When they stood next to each other, it was like seeing a before and after pageant shot of the little girls on toddlers and tiaras. "I was hoping for something more glamorous." "I think if you join one of those members-only clubs, you get glam. Otherwise, you just get skimmers," Harley said. "People dabbling in the scene. Not that I know anything about it, really. I'm just speculating." "None of these guys are even cute," Charity complained. Shawn would have to agree, except right at that moment, a guy came around the corner from the other room, and he wasn't just cute. He was beyond cute. He was smoking hot. He was wet panty-producing sexy. "Hubba, hubba," she said before she could stop herself. "Now there's a fine male specimen." He was ripped, but not bulky, filling his button-up shirt and jeans to perfection. Just a perfectly hard, muscular, lean man with a confident step and an intense stare that swept the room and landed on her. "Oh, damn, he is hot," Charity said. "And he's looking at us," Harley breathed, sounding panicked. He was. And then he strode right over to them, his eyes locked on Shawn. On her. Yikes. She swallowed and tried not to fidget. She didn't really want to do this. She wasn't prepared to talk to a guy here. It was all just a dumb idea to even set foot in this place, and she certainly didn't want to encourage any attention from a guy who would clearly be interested in areas outside her expertise and comfort level. She would have to politely dissuade him. Before he even spoke, his hand slid out and took hers, his thumb stroking across her palm, causing a shiver of arousal to take her totally by surprise. "You should dance with me," he said, already pulling her toward him. "Okay." So much for turning him down flat. Why the hell had she just agreed to dance? Because he was hot, and there was something commanding about him that appealed to her, which was annoying. "I'm Rhett," he told her. Of course he was. Shawn squeezed her mouth shut so he wouldn't see her desperately trying not to laugh. She imagined using a fake name was what you did in a